What's up, YouTube? Brad Hoover from Rants here. Alright, so I don't know about y'all, but after as soon as I got to the end credits of Dune, I was already thinking about when is Dune 2 going to actually make it to theaters near me. Um, this movie, I just have to say, and I know I've said it probably a million times since this movie's been out, this movie was absolutely breathtaking. Um, Not just by the cinematography, not just by the scenes, but of how the characters were portrayed in each one of these scenes. Um, I don't think I saw a bad character in this entire film. Um, do I have problems with the first Dune? Of course I do. I thought the very last third act kind of lagged a little bit. I thought it ended a little sudden. But besides that, this film was almost perfect in a lot of ways. And I know I've said this also. Uh, as a fan of other franchises, this is the kind of movie that you hope for uh, if you're a fan of a franchise. Um, you're hoping that the book or the series or the movie that you have been dreaming of seeing from that particular franchise, you hope that it will look like what Dune looked. You know what? Dennis Villeneuve he did a great service to Dune fans, really did. And it really showed how, you know what, if you're Indiana Jones, if you're Star Trek, if you're Star Wars, this is the kind of film and this is the kind of director that you want directing your film, directing for the franchise that you care about. Now, look, I thought Dune was kind of a niche franchise in a lot of ways. It's completely and totally wrong. A lot of people absolutely love Dune, and which I knew there was a great fan base when it come to that. I just didn't realize how big it actually was. It's actually pretty big, and this movie's doing really well at the box office. So, question was, when is Dune 2 or Part 2 coming out? Let's go on and get right into it. Straight from Dennis Villeneuve's mouth, basically. Um, it says a sequel to Dennis Villeneuve's. I know I'm probably butchering that name. I'm so sorry about that. Dune was only recently announced, immediately begging the question as to when production might start. Even Villeneuve isn't sure, but the director at least knows it won't be starting as early as next spring. It sucks. He says, no, that's too soon, Villeneuve told The Hollywood Reporter. We still have a lot of work to do. It'd probably be more towards fall, and even that would be fast. Villeneuve's Dune adapted the first half of Frank Herbert's legendary 1965 sci-fi novel of the same name, and many viewers weren't aware the film wasn't a complete adaptation before its release. The movie's cliffhanger ending immediately left fans wanting to know when a follow-up could be expected. Neither Warner Brothers nor Legendary Pictures had commented to a sequel prior to Dune's release, and Villeneuve's projection for when filming might begin means fans will have to be patient. Prior to even beginning work on Dune, titled Dune Part 1, in the opening credits, Villeneuve has stated adapting Herbert's novel would require more than one film to complete. Bringing the franchise back to the big screen has been filled with stops and starts over recent decades. The release of the latest movie was a culmination of a 5-year journey from conception to screen. I personally think, and I've heard people online say that it was really only like a third of the first book that was actually adapted in the first place. So you know what? Part 2 doesn't even have to be the finished product of it. As long as this is going good, you can have a number of different movies that's just based off of this. I say no rush. You know what? I'm not look. I'm not one to say that um, you have to have a adaptation that was exactly like what the book was. I feel like you can have some creative control if as long as you stay close to the source material, I guess you could say. You can change some things around, maybe add some depth to certain things that might have been lacking in a lot of ways. But as far as like going off the rails, that's when I have a problem with it. Like if you start changing names or adding, multiple different main characters that really wasn't, in the book itself, that's when I personally start having a problem when it comes to that. But as far as just adapting the project and maybe adding some things here and there, I don't have a problem with that. And I doubt many other fans do too. Now, I know there are some fans that are out there that's like, okay, we absolutely have to have every little scene in that is in the book in the movie. But let's face it, that's just not really realistic unless you have like 10 movies that's out, it didn't even work on the small screen with, A Song of Ice and Fire when it comes to Game of Thrones. So it's definitely not going to work when it comes to a big motion picture movie as Dune is. Legendary Pictures acquired the rights to the franchise late in 2016. Villenueve was confirmed as director early the next year and negotiated to helm two films to adapt Herbert's novel. However, production only went forward on the first movie. Um, so he's only negotiated to helm two films. Um, Look, I'll say this uh, right out of the gate. I wouldn't want anybody else touching this except for him. I feel like his vision is one that will attract fans to the franchise. It will attract those who are fans of the novels to the theaters. You don't want just some random person coming in there and adapting this film to a movie. I mean, this novel to a movie. So it's kind of a shame that he's only negotiated for two films. I wish it was like, to be honest with you, I wish it was five. I really do wish it was five. I think you could probably get at least five films out of this. But hey, you know what? I'm not an expert on Dune. I'm just going by what I've heard of it. And I know what, as someone who saw the movie, what I would personally want is about like five of these. Uh, however, production only went forward. I already read that. It says an initial screenplay was written in early 2018, with casting beginning later in the year and completed in early 2019. Filming them again and wrapped up a few months later. Dune was originally slated for a late 2020 release, but was delayed, of course, towards the pandemic. If the timetable for the first film and Villenove's projections are any indication, the as yet untitled Dune Part 2 wouldn't be released until sometime in 2024. Um, I mean, I know that sounds like a long ways away. We're almost in 2022. And it would, look, Hollywood, this isn't the days of, the spaghetti westerns that, were filmed and, put out there just a few months later. It don't work that way anymore. These things take years, which is a shame in a lot of ways. But hey, you know what? They've got a young actor, but he ain't going anywhere anytime soon. That it plays the main protagonist of it. So I mean, you could have a 2024 release if you wanted to end it there. I guess you could. I won't say it's for the best, but if it's like what a lot of fans have said, that they've only gone through 1/3 of the book, that they didn't even make it really to the halfway part. Um, I kind of feel like uh, that's a lot to adapt for one film, and then give it a proper ending. Hey, but you know what? If there's anybody that can do it, I feel like this Villeneuve. I hope I'm getting that name right. Uh, I think he could do it. I think he could do it if it was just 2 films. But hey, that's only what he's negotiated and signed on to. Of course, if this thing blows up and it's a huge success, which it looks like it is, I would not be shocked if he signed on for a couple more films. But anyways, guys, let me know what y'all think. Do you think a 2024 release date for Dune Part 2 is too far away, or are you capable of waiting that long? Let me know in the comments down below. As always, guys, thanks for watching.